The Boston Red Sox are favorites for Japanese superstar Munetaka Murakami. I'm here to break down all of the new information that we have surrounding this superstar in his 45-day window that he has to have a team sign him this MLB free agency, as well as whether or not this would be a great decision for the Red Sox moving forward. We'll break down all of that on this episode of Red Sox Digest, but first, please do remember, scroll down and click that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything Boston Red Sox. We do appreciate the love and support, so thank you guys. But again, remember to help us hit our goal of 10,000 subscribers. Thank you again, but now let's get to it and break down, will the Red Sox really grab Murakami? This is a big topic of conversation, and the reason being is because it feels like this will be one of the first big dominoes to fall in the MLB free agency period. Now, the reason being is because, well, these Japanese players that are coming over from playing over in Japan that are trying to then get a contract from an MLB team is they have a smaller window in order to sign these contracts. Based off this report from Jeff Passan, Murakami, who is now listed as eligible in the free agency market, has a 45-day window, and this was tweeted on November 7th. And this means they have until December 22nd in order to figure out a deal, whether it's Boston or any other team in the MLB, to go out and possibly sign one of these Japanese-based players, in this case, Murakami. Now, Murakami, we've broken down on this channel before, as he gets a lot of the Red Sox Nation excited because he has the ability to play first as well as third base. He's a left-handed power bat that has the opportunity to hit 30-plus home runs in a single season as a legitimate power option for the Red Sox, something we know they are looking to acquire this offseason. Now, we got these brand new odds from Fox Sports MLB, breaking down the listed gambling odds for Murakami to land with the Boston Red Sox, as they are the co-favorites with the San Diego Padres at plus 550. Now, this got a lot of people's attention on social media, specifically all over Twitter, or X, however you like to address it, because it felt like the Dodgers were by far and away going to be the clear-cut frontrunners for Murakami because of the Japanese connection they maintain with Shohei, Yamamoto, and Sasaki, as well as others that are already a part of this organization, not only on the MLB level, but down in the farm system. Now, the Red Sox being up there is very, very exciting, because if you look at these stats for Murakami, and we're going to look through a few of them, including the bad, we're not only going to highlight the good, but Murakami had a 56 home run season where he hit over 300 in the sense of average. An absolutely dominant year. And by the way, he was only 22 years of age when he had that season, as well as having multiple 30-plus home run years. The 56 home run season takes the cake for his most productive season. He also won in that same season the Triple Crown over in Japan. No short feat, despite whether it being in the MLB or, again, in some other competitive league across the game of baseball. Now, a few things we have to point out. The first thing is going to be the swing and miss. And this is where really the biggest con to Murakami's game is. The inability to not swing and miss is really the problem here. If you look against the overall stats, or if you want to look specifically against right-handed pitching or left-handed pitching, as a left-handed batter, Murakami strikes out at a very, very, very high percentage. And this is not the only flaw. If we look at the average, when facing 93-plus miles per hour from the mound, the average drops off significantly. And no, this is not from some MLB insider. This is not from some verified MLB journalist, if you will. But this is a tweet that is going around across the board, something that has been used on shows like Foul Territory and other credible networks that are talking about Murakami. The fact that the average is so low against faster velos, something that is obviously is at such an abundance in the major leagues, and something that is continued to be abused and used in these new stages of the MLB and the game that is currently being played as the years progress. As velocity is the biggest thing these teams are looking for, including the Boston Red Sox, as we've heard Breslow and the rest of this front office talk about when they're trying to acquire these new pitchers and new pitching to add to the starting rotation, or even at the bullpen for that matter. They are looking for velocity. That's why we mentioned guys like Skubal, Hunter Green, and others that would be at the top of the list for the Red Sox when this offseason period did begin and got into full swing, where we were seeing signings. Now, a few things we're going to point out, as well as bouncing back to this graphic we already acknowledged. Red, way above. If the darker the red, the higher the above average, if you will. Above league average, if you will. The blue, the darker the blue, the lower below league average you rank. Now, across the board, there's a lot of red, there's a lot of light tone red, there's also a lot of deep red. The only blue you really see is the swing percentages against both sides, as well as the whiff percentages, correlating across the board. And if you look at the overall numbers, it's not great for Murakami. There is a lot of swinging miss. If you want to compare Murakami to some MLB level talent, the big names that come to mind are guys like Kyle Schwarber. Are you going to get a great average? No, you are not. You're going to get the mid 200s, if not the higher 200s, if you are lucky for certain stretches of the year. That 280, that 285, maybe that 290, which would be getting the most in the sense of average from someone like Kyle Schwarber. But the offensive numbers in the sense of RBIs and hitting with runners in scoring position, as well as home runs, those things are going to be well above league average. Now, how often is he going to get on base? How many times is he going to be able to draw walks? Those are the numbers that are extremely blemished when looking at Murakami and what he's going to bring to your team on the major league level. If you look at things like base on balls percentage, if you look at the middle row, you see the two black bars that go all the way down this graphic. In between those black bars, if you will, you see the base on balls percentage, K percentage, the ISO, as well as the BABIP, which is base on balls in play. These are major statistics, and no, you cannot implement the idea of when you see 93 plus miles per hour. I attempted to do so, could not figure out how to plug that into these baseball references and Fangraphs, the two websites I'm using for these pieces of information. But if you look from 2018 up to 2015, the base on balls percentage never got higher than 19.3%. That was the best year for Murakami. And if you plug that into the major league level, that is not a great number. Even at his highest, that is still a well below league average number for an offensive player. If you look at the K percentage, the following column over, again, a lot of 30 percentile numbers. The lowest it got, again, was the same year as that high walk percentage at 19.3, at 20.0, literally a 20 flat in the sense of K percentage. And if you look, the ISO correlating with the batting average, that was the Triple Crown year. That was the best year for Murakami over in Japan. And if that is something you can get relatively close to on the major league level, that would be good, if not on the verge of being great. But is that someone you want to go out there and take a risk on? Someone who's never played on the major league level yet and plug him into a situation where he's going to see a lot of fastball velocity, something he didn't see over in Japan, at least at the level in which he's going to see over in the major leagues. This is a very interesting conversation. The fact that he can play third as well as first base. What are the Red Sox going to do with the first base position? Tristan Casas, is he going to return? Are the Red Sox going to give him an opportunity? Are the Red Sox going to try to have a platoon option like they did last season with Romy Gonzalez, Nate Lowe, and others that had the ability to play first as well as other positions and allow them to add some flexibility? There's a lot of different moving parts in this situation, but for Murakami himself, it's intriguing because of the abilities he maintains, but also the things he can't really maintain and really control in the sense of the swing and miss. Is it a fact that he's going to come to the major leagues and he's going to translate in the sense of power as well as the average? Not necessarily. But we can say confidently there's going to be more fastball velos that he didn't see over in Japan in the major leagues, which could result in a negative correlation for Murakami and the overall production that he's able to produce on the major league level. I don't know if the Red Sox should absolutely go all out for someone like Murakami. Seeing them as one of the favorites is very exciting and something we want to see because we want to see the Red Sox go out there and make big moves, make big splashes if it's going to make the team better. Now, is Murakami going to make the team better? That is just a matter of time to find out. Whether it's the Red Sox or any other team in the major leagues, we don't know if he's going to be able to translate like he had over in Japan in the major leagues. Let me know down below. Is this someone you would like to see the Red Sox take a chance on? Or would you rather them pivot to another direction like Kyle Schwarber, despite not getting the defensive abilities you may out of Murakami, or even someone else, Nolan Arenado and Pete Alonso and others that we could possibly see on the radar for the Red Sox this offseason. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you on the next episode of Red Sox Digest.